What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. We are here today to talk about Belle Collective, Season 6, Episode 6, and the name of the episode is called Girls Tripping. Now, listen, I saw a commercial for next week's episode, and they said that it was the season finale. What the fuck do you mean it's the season finale next week? And this is what I mean when I be talking about nigga shit. And Oprah, I'm surprised at you because we already got Love and Marriage Huntsville. They took a break in the middle of the season. And when I say they took a break, they took a break. Now, usually on Bravo, when it's like the holiday season or whatever, maybe Thanksgiving week or Christmas week or New Year's week, we won't have an episode that Sunday or maybe that Tuesday or whatever the holiday falls on. But they took a break and has been gone for maybe almost 2 months now. And then now we got Belle Collective doing a season with 7 episodes. 7 episodes? Like, what is going on? They already said that the girls at Belle Collective getting paid with a food stamp card every episode. So I'm not understanding how we're putting together a reality show with 7 episodes. And the thing is, I just want better for us, right? When you put out a show, make sure that the whole season is shot. I can't believe that we have a reality show with 7 episodes. Even most TV shows, they'll give you 10 episodes. Carlos King is giving us 7 episodes. And the thing is, I just feel like that sometimes with Black people and we get doing stuff for Black people, we don't even try. And I think that, people feel like, or Black people feel like that we're just supposed to put up with anything. This is ridiculous. 7 episodes for a reality show. And then I feel like this episode that we had was a filler episode. Okay, listen, I'm just being real. I'm sorry. I just got to say how I say, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay? Now, the episode started off with Lateshia. Remember, Lateshia said that she tired of people playing in her motherfucking face. I am too. Because I feel like Carlos and Oprah over here playing in my face too. Okay? But Lateshia is asking Latrice, does she know or have she seen Glenn doing anything inappropriate? And Latrice said, I don't know. Girl, what do you mean you don't know? Did you see it or did you not? Okay? Latrice says that she didn't, but she doesn't know Amanda to be a liar. Girl, to me, all y'all lying. All y'all lying. Glenn lied, Latrice lied, Amanda lied, and Lateshia is lying to herself because you don't really care. You ain't leaving, so just let it be. Just let it be. You're not going to leave that man. You had to tell him when you was crying to Glenn, you had to tell Glenn to just leave you alone. So you don't plan on leaving. You're not going to leave him. He's going to have to leave you. Okay? So the next morning we see that Lateshia did not end up sleeping in the room with Marie. She ended up sleeping in the room with Marie. She did not end up sleeping in the room with Latrice. Latrice was talking to Tamara in the restroom about how she feels like that she's taking the blame or taking the blunt for it. No, girl, but you have to take some accountability for your part in it, okay? Now, Carrie ended up leaving before the girls because she was supposed to be helping set up this brunch with Lateshia, but Lateshia was still in the bed asleep. And she moving around like everybody else, like she's supposed to be a guest on the brunch. Girl, you're supposed to be help hosting the brunch. And I know that she told Carrie that she wasn't going to be all the way there, but she was going to need some help, girl. But you just planning on walking in and doing nothing? At this point, this is Carrie's brunch. Carrie was up there first. Carrie made sure everything that was going on. Lateshia didn't do nothing but just show up and walk up in there. And I could see if she was paying Carrie or Carrie knew, what her ideal was or what her message was supposed to be. But she literally did nothing but show up. Okay? So the Bells get dressed. They showed somebody with some shoes on with their legs, and they had the straps going all the way up their legs. I was trying to see who it was, baby, but it was Marie. Oh my God. Okay? Now, the girls ended up getting dressed. I liked what Selena had on and I liked Marie had on, but I didn't really like the shoes on Marie. I didn't really like the shoes on Marie, if I'm being honest. Tamara was boring. Tamara must be a friend of the show because she literally gives nothing. And I don't even know why Tamara is here. Okay. The ladies ended up arriving at the brunch. It was probably 25 people in there. This is the first time that the Bells have been to Carrie's restaurant. Now, Carrie's restaurant does look nice. Okay. Lateshia gave a speech. And then Carrie gave a speech, and midway through Carrie's speech, one of her lashes was falling off. And this is the thing about Carrie. Listen, I'm not one of the gays that know everything about like what women got going on with their hair and fashion and stuff like that. But what I do know is that a drawstring microwave ponytail is a no-go. And strip lashes are no-go. It's low budget. It's like bottom of the barrel. And Kerri is coming off as not that girl. She's just coming off as not that girl. Girl, you wearing drawstring ponytails and you wearing lashes, strips. You know, that's elementary or middle school. Lashes with strips. Girls get individual lashes nowadays. Okay? Kerri ain't girl, it's I don't know. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Okay? But it seems like that Kerri and Lateshia, they met through IG and they started supporting each other through IG. And so Lateshia is encouraging the women at the brunch to stop looking at other women as competition and look at other women as somebody that you can collaborate with. And she was telling them, you know, don't be afraid to hop in the DMs of other women. Don't be afraid to hop in the DMs. And Latrice threw some shade over it in a confessional. And my thing is this, for Latrice to be a person who didn't know what was going on or wasn't trying to set Lateshia up, she sure is taking a lot of shots. And I'm not saying that people can't throw shots, but Latrice specifically cannot, in my opinion. And I'm speaking if I'm Lateshia. I could take the shots coming from everybody else that my man was in DM and stuff like that, but I'm not taking them from Latrice. I'm not taking them from Latrice because anything that Latrice do to me, it makes her look guilty. It makes her look guilty. And I feel like if I really, for me, if I'm Latrice, if I really was not trying to set Lateshia up, then I wouldn't even make any jokes or throw any shade toward the situation. And that's what is making Latrice look even more. Well, I already think that she's guilty, but it's making her look even more guilty because I feel like every time she get a chance to take a shot, she's taking a shot. That means that you had that on your heart and you planned that to me. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel, okay? So the ladies leave the brunch, and apparently Kerri told them not to eat a lot because she had something planned. Kerri, girl, what could you have planned more than letting the women get a full experience of your restaurant? Right? You're supposed to be a restaurateur, and this is the girl's first time at your restaurant. They should be able to taste the whole menu. Right? Marie is asking what did she have plans because she don't eat spicy food. And Kerri tells her, girl, I knew that you liked unseasoned chicken when I first saw Martin. And I had to think who Martin was. That was the white man that Marie was going with. I don't believe that relationship was real, though. Okay? I love Marie. But I don't think that she liked Kerri. I could just see it. I don't think that Marie really likes Kerri. Okay? So they get back to the house, and Kerri is planning a lemon squeeze. And she said this is something she used to do in her sorority. I need to look and see what sorority is Kerri in. She looked like an AKA, but I can also see her being a Delta. And so the women ended up changing into these pajamas. And while they're changing, Kerri's mother, her aunt, and Matt's mama show up with some food. Now, Matt mama looked like she had her kids, and then she started living in her truth, if you get what I'm trying to say. She had her kids, and she started living her truth. She looked like she hang with Jay-Z mama. She give me stud vibes. Soft stud vibes. She give me stud vibes, okay? My thing is, how come Kerri's family didn't cook at the house while they were out at the brunch? Right? And Marie said that she wasn't eating that food. I don't think it got nothing to do with the lupus. She's giving me bougie vibes, like bougie ghetto, right? And I don't blame her because for me, we saw Kerri put on gloves and dig her finger in the mayonnaise jar. And I believe that she only had on the gloves because the cameras was on. And so I don't trust Kerri or nothing associated with Kerri when it comes to food unless it was something that was being cooked in a restaurant. And so just think about it now that I'm saying it. Kerri is a restaurateur. She owns a restaurant. And we saw this woman dig her finger in a mayonnaise jar with gloves on. Girl, please. There's no way, okay? So the women started eating. Some of the women started eating, and there was a knock at the door. And we found out that Marie ended up ordering some pizza. And Kerri said that she thought that was rude. And I can see why Kerri would think that, but I think that this was on Kerri. I get that Kerri was trying to surprise the girls, but she should have checked with the women to see what they ate first, what they was allergic to. You get what I'm saying? Before you started, I mean, because you're the host. So that's what she should have done. She should have checked to see what the women was allergic to, what they ate. Because Marie don't eat spicy food. But the truth of the matter is, I believe it didn't matter what Kerri people made. Marie was not going to eat it. I don't think I would have either, though. I don't think I would have. Maybe I would have took one for the team. Maybe if I would have smelt the gumbo, I would have ate it. The macaroni and cheese didn't really look like the macaroni and cheese that I'm used to. I don't know. But Kerri's upset. But what did you want the girl to do? Starve? She didn't want to eat what y'all had. She didn't want to eat what y'all had. I'm sure the macaroni and cheese wasn't spicy, but she just don't trust what y'all was eating. And you should have had some other options for her. Okay? Tamara talking about she would have went to bed hungry. Girl, shut up. Shut up. She's just boring to me. I don't know why she's here. I honestly don't know why she's here. Okay? So then Kerri tries to get Lateshia and Latrice to sort out their issues. Maybe I'm tired. This is like the 4th episode of this going on. They all played in Letitia's face. Okay? I feel like Latrice needs to take accountability. She's not innocent in no way. I think it's crazy that Latrice accepted Amanda's apology, but she wants to be seen as innocent when it comes to Lateshia. Baby, you got to eat it. You got to eat it. And at the very least, you need to eat it because it came from your house and it was your friend. Even if you didn't know that she was going to do it, she still is your friend and it happened at your house. So you got to eat that. Okay? And if I'm Lateshia, I wouldn't fuck with none of them again. Latrice, Amanda, and Glenn. And Glenn, we would be getting a divorce. Okay? Marie was saying that she didn't want to be caught up in no bullshit, and if it was her, she would have said nothing to Amanda, and she wouldn't have said nothing to Lateshia, but she would have went and checked that nigga. I don't think that makes any sense because Amanda is the one who told Latrice, right? And I'm telling you, I wouldn't have said shit to nobody. I wouldn't have said shit to nobody. If Amanda would have been comfortable enough to tell me, I would have got all of the details. I would have got all of the details. Then I would have told her, girl, don't put me in no shit. Don't get me in no shit. Don't put me in no shit. And if she would have said that shit to Lateshia at my house, we would have had a motherfucking standing. Listen, Lateshia would have known I was a part of it because me and Amanda probably would have been in that windmill. Okay? Kerri said that she has a surprise and the medium came over. Now, the woman actually refers to herself as a minister medium. Okay? Now, what this has to do with the women getting out all of the conflict between themselves, I don't know. But the medium, she started with Selena. So she asked who in the room has lost a father. And then Latrice, I believe it was Tamara and Selena raised their hand. And then she asked if their dad died suddenly. And Selena raised her hand. And she asked if Selena like her mom. Selena said that she looked exactly like her mom. And then she started saying more stuff. And Selena said that she thinks that she was picking up that it was her son. And she asked Selena, did she have any of his belongings? And she said that she still had the clothes that her son died in. And the medium was saying, he's telling you not to grieve. And then Selena stopped and she asked production, did they tell the medium anything about her? And they said no. And the medium said that she didn't know anything about the women. She didn't read anything about them before showing up. Okay. And so the son is basically saying that he doesn't want Selena to grieve, and Selena is saying that, she can't help it. And I feel so bad for her because I believe I told y'all before, a family friend had told me that her brother had ended up dying, and she said that her mother grieved her brother until she died. And they say that is a pain that you will never get over, losing a child. And I remember I had worked security before at a courthouse, and I remember a woman, I remember seeing her on Facebook before, but she had a daughter and her daughter had ended up dying of cancer. And I just seen her on social media before, but I never met her before, but she actually ended up coming in the line one day. And this was on Facebook. And she had a picture of her daughter on her book bag. And one of my coworkers was like, oh, that's a pretty girl. That's a pretty baby. And she said, thank you. And when she picked the bag up, tears had just started coming down her eyes that somebody had even said something about her baby and her daughter wasn't even here. And I just wanted to give her a hug, but I didn't. But I just know that it's a pain that you could never get over. Her son had told her not to worry because there would be justice for him. And I don't understand how there will be justice if Selena still have the clothes, right? Maybe it's going to be street justice. I don't know. But I'm trying to understand. The SVU in me wants to know, because when she said that, I thought about Trayvon Martin, and I watched that trial from beginning to end. And I remember they still had the clothes that Trayvon had died in. We saw the actual outfit. Now maybe his mom, Miss Sabrina Fulton, got the clothes afterwards, and she probably kept them. But we need the clothes as evidence to see, what actually happened to him. So I don't know, and I'm interested in why they even gave Selena those clothes, and I'm interested in seeing how he died. He must have been killed if they are talking about justice, but the police gave you the clothes that he died in, and the case hasn't even been solved. That's to me, that's faulty police work. We could give them to her after we solve the case, but why are we giving it to her before the case is solved? That's just me, okay? Then we got Kerri. It was Kerri's aunt. She asked, was it an accident? And Kerri said that you could say that it was an accident. To me, that gave me that it was suicide, and it ended up being suicide. And I thought that it was suicide because when people commit suicide, I believe that some people know exactly what they're doing, but the family will never accept that. So that's why she was saying you can say that it was an accident. But she was basically saying that her aunt was basically saying through the medium that she dealt with a lot of trauma, and their family has a tendency of sweeping things under the rug. And Kerri believes that it was true because that's what her and her cousins say to each other all the time. Then we get Latrice. Latrice connected with her grandmother. Her grandmother said that she was her favorite, but she couldn't really say that in front of everybody. Latrice said that she knew that already, and the family joked that she was her grandmother's favorite. And then she connected with her father, and her father said through the medium that he was proud of Latrice, although he had nothing to do with her success, really. And Latrice appreciated the message from her dad because she always wondered what her dad thought of her. And she said that she was angry at her dad because he wasn't there for her, and she didn't even cry at his funeral. Okay? Then Latrice and Lateshia ended up talking. The medium left, and Latrice and Lateshia ended up talking outside again. And Lateshia said she feels like every time Latrice brings people around, they end up coming for her. And Latrice is saying that she basically wants to know where they stand now because her energy is giving like, girl, I don't fuck with you, bitches up. And that's what she's been saying. And Lateshia says that she has love for Latrice, but she says in the confession that she can't trust Latrice. And I wish she would have told Latrice that in her face. Like, girl, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. Okay. And then that was really the episode. The women are getting ready to leave Biloxi. I can't believe that we only got 7 episodes. Okay. Now, do y'all think that the medium was real? I'm skeptical. Because for me to believe that the medium was real, I would have had to walk into that medium's office or wherever she do her business at with Selena by myself with her, no cameras or nothing, that just right off the street, spur of the moment. That's the only way I would have believed what she was saying, because I believe Selena even said earlier that she had the clothes that her son died in. She said that earlier in the season. And so it's not hard for me to believe that they passed that note on over to the medium. I'm just skeptical about stuff like that, right? And so for me, the medium didn't really convince me of nothing. She didn't really convince me, okay? And do y'all think Marie was wrong? Was wrong for ordering pizza? Or do y'all think that Kerri was a bad host for not having other options for Marie? I don't know. I just feel like that they're going to end up getting into it before it's all said and done, because I can see that Marie does not like Kerri. It's very nice, nasty. She is very nice, nasty towards her. She's always throwing shade at her, but I don't know if Kerri is picking it up the way that I'm seeing it. Are y'all seeing it? Because I'm definitely seeing it. But y'all, that was pretty much the episode. I can't believe that we got 7 episodes. They can't even give us 8 episodes. 7 episodes, y'all. But y'all, that's all I got right now, y'all. Thank y'all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all later. Adios.